Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Rich Review. So, the latest films that didn't get wide release in theaters didn't make much money are found their way on the internet here. The latest of these is a film that I saw in theaters, and it's called RBG, and this is about the life and times of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the current Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Again, I saw this in a relatively empty theater, and most people who are aspiring to be lawyers, I would say this is a prerequisite of any law school to show this film at. For everyone else, I'll get that in a minute. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and here's the thing, it's very rare that we get access to a sitting Supreme Court justice for a film like this, because usually there's some mystique around the fact that, hey look, this is a Supreme Court justice, and basically it goes into her life. All the while we go to her confirmation hearing. Is she went to Harvard Law School, and while she was married, her husband got ill, was having radiation treatment, and the fact is that she was able to take care of him, prepare his notes, all the while having a child, and getting on the law peer review. That is amazing in and of itself, considering that she was a female lawyer at the time when no real law firm was hiring female lawyers. I think in her class for Harvard, there were 9 other female lawyers. I guess it was a faculty member who had all the women over for dinner. Basically, one of the first things out of his mouth was like saying, why are you here, and why are you good enough? Because quite frankly, your stock should be taken by a guy. Now, again, hey look, we live in times of where you think to yourself, wow, how can that actually be true? But again, hey look, that was the 50s, this is today. Her husband and her friends all sort of graduate. They go to this law firm. One of his friends basically is pitching her. Unfortunately, they realize it's a girl, and basically they say to him, hey look, we can't, exactly hire her because the firm here hasn't actually hired any females. Which is like, yes, that's true. Hey look, there you go. I think she eventually became a law professor, and she started arguing stuff about the female, like the women's rights and all that other stuff. And she argued 6 cases before the Supreme Court, 5 of whom that she won of. Specific differences in each case, like the first one I think it was about, and they actually interviewed the person who was involved in that lawsuit with her getting benefits for being on the Air Force base, and how the men got money for it and she didn't, and how, well, the case was like 8-1 to get an actual review of the actual law or something like that, to go further into the details of the weeds of the thing. You need 5 votes for that. Clearly that she didn't get that, but hey look, this set her on a course here. The second case in which they interviewed the guy that died, those benefits are given to my wife. Now I'm a house husband. Clearly I should be getting the benefits of my wife. And she successfully argued, hey look, this is what you should be doing. And they got him his benefits, obviously. And eventually she became through national promise because of Carter, who basically appointed her to a judgeship. And by the time Clinton came along, she basically was like, her husband did public relations mounting, and basically he was ended up being like a tax lawyer, and that he had all the contacts to persuade President Clinton, hey look, interview this person here and tell you what you think of her. And Bill Clinton is interviewed basically saying, hey look, I originally wanted Andrew Cuomo on the bench, and Andrew Cuomo didn't want to be on the bench. And clearly after having a conversation with her, Bill Clinton basically says, yes, I found my Supreme Court justice here. We do get the audio of those Supreme Court decisions. The first court case that really comes to prominence on the court bench here is the fact that yes, VMI was the last prestige of military institution that didn't accept women, and women wanted to go in there, and she was successfully argued a case, and the guy who lost the case basically said, she's a tough woman to argue against. And so successfully women go into VMI now, and like how one person was interviewed on the lawsuit side, so basically said, one guy came up to her and basically said, why in the heck do you want to go into my school for all I know? Here's the thing I most think about when I watch this thing, is that this is a great Frontline episode. Now I don't mean that with any disrespect or anything else. It's not worthy of being a mainstream film here. It's like, lawyers, yes, as I repeated myself earlier on, this is required viewing for anyone who wants to go to law school. For everyone else, it's like, I wouldn't necessarily pay money to see this. That we do get stuff on how she became the sort of icon of the notorious RBG thing. And that stuff, I'll be honest, isn't interesting. We do get some interesting stuff involving the fact that she and Scalia were actually really good friends. They went to the opera together. But here's the thing, this thing is not balanced. It's all lionization. Now, I'm not exactly saying every conservative person who's against her should be interviewed and try to create a balanced approach here, but it's like, really, all I get is Orrin Hatch. And Orrin Hatch is sort of grudgingly admitting, hey, look, she's good at what she is. Would it have been interesting to see someone who is a critical of her being interviewed and not having a great word to say about her? Would that have been interesting? Probably so, sure. And again, I honestly think the last half hour is slow. It really is. I mean, just keep waiting for this thing to wrap up. We do get stuff involving her kids. Their father was a better cook than her. There's also stuff here involving her personal trainer, and when we see her working out, there'll be plenty of people who watch the scene and say, go, 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 live forever, live in there 20 years so you don't have to be replaced by someone from Trump's appointing. RBG is a fascinating, not the greatest look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to be generous. I'm giving this a matinee rating, but clearly this to me is something that I would like to, watch on Frontline for all I know. So RBG, have you seen it? What did you think? Please put everything, like, comment, subscribe in the comment box below. As always, folks, immerse yourself in knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes.